to rush abroad for his first love's Halloween night. My fiancé John Wilson had his Uncle Michael stand in for him at our wedding. Emily, can't you compromise since you love me? Didn't ancient times have proxy marriages? Be grateful I didn't make you marry a rooster. It's just a ceremony. Lily missed Halloween. That night, he packed and flew to London, taking snowy wedding photos with his first love. Following his wishes, I married his Uncle Michael Wilson, packed overnight, and moved into our new home. Later, John returned with Lily to fetch me. I smiled wickedly and unrestrainedly. I'm your aunt, not your mother. Why bring me home to honor me? It was just a meaningless ceremony. Didn't I promise to register our marriage soon? Why can't you be sensible like Lily? She was alone in London. Are you truly this heartless? This lacking in empathy? Keep this up, and we might as well call off the wedding. I sat by the window, John's parting words echoing in my mind. Winter had arrived. Heavy snowflakes drifted in with the wind, dusting my hair and shoulders. The cold was biting, yet nothing compared to the chill in my heart. Glancing down, I saw the garden filled with pink roses, my favorite, decorated for our wedding. But today, they suddenly seemed less appealing. A ding from my phone startled me. Emily, John's drunk. Are you awake? Can you pick him up? I stared at the message, scrolling through our chat history. It was filled with similar requests. John drunk, needing a ride. I always replied instantly. Even that time I had a high fever during a thunderstorm. I dragged myself there, even when it was just a dare from his drinking games. I went willingly. Once, he took it too far. He lied, claiming he was stranded abroad, too drunk to pay his bar tab, terrified he was in trouble. I begged and paid exorbitantly for a last-minute flight, only to find him locked in a 3-minute kiss with Lily Green amidst raucous cheers. The noise made my head throb, my face pale. Later, he dismissed it. Just truth or dare. Can't you take a joke? Learn from Lily, be more easygoing. Studying abroad changes people. Kissing's just etiquette there. Don't slander us with your ignorance. I was trampled into the dust, deemed worthless. I begged, cried, promised. Only then did he grant me forgiveness. But tonight, exhaustion washed over me. I pretended not to see the message. Leaning against the window, I dozed until noises from inside woke me. John stood there alone, rubbing his temples, looking weary and displeased. Why didn't you come? Emily Brown, do you know how humiliating that was for me? And you were just sleeping here, still sulking over this morning. How petty. Should I have abandoned Lily alone on Halloween just to finish our wedding? Would that make you happy? Stop being unreasonable. I almost laughed. My cheeks, stiff from the cold, took a while to thaw. I'm tired, I said, rising to leave. John grabbed my wrist, his grip tight, voice sharp with anger. Chapter 2. Maybe cancel the wedding. Tired. What exactly do you do all day to be tired? Lily works part-time jobs to support herself and never complains. What right do you have? Are you just playing hard to get? Do you want me to coax you? Do you want me to leave Lily abroad? Why don't you have any sympathy for Lily as a woman? Are you still human? I stood there, stunned, staring blankly at him. I only felt it was ridiculous. I had heard similar words quite a lot before. When taking wedding photos, Lily came back to the country on the pretext of celebrating with him. But the moment she saw him in a white suit, her eyes turned red with crying. John, I also really want to marry you and be with you. If I had said it earlier, would we not have missed each other? John was very touched. Regardless of my feelings, he took wedding photos with her, claiming it was to pay tribute to love. At that time, he scolded me like this too. Emily, why are you so heartless? Lily just loves me. She didn't do anything wrong. It was very brave of her to express her love. I was on the verge of collapse and couldn't believe it. But Lily hugged John's arm, crying with her face full of tears. Emily, if you hadn't said back then that John wouldn't like my type, We might have achieved a happy ending long ago. Won't you even leave me the last bit of hope? Thinking of this, I couldn't control my emotions. My eyes suddenly turned red, and my voice choked with sobs. John, let's call off the wedding. Let's also call it quits between us. I can't stand your coldness day after day. And I can't stand the growing disappointment. I can't even bear the fact that you, who used to love me, are gradually drifting away from me. John, I'm really tired. As soon as I finished speaking, John suddenly walked towards me, his face full of disbelief. He tightly held my arms with both hands. Emily, do you know what you're saying? Don't talk nonsense just to throw a tantrum. You love me so much. How could you be willing to call it quits? I know it's hard for you to accept not attending the wedding, but haven't I found a way to substitute? Won't you be wronged? By the way, we'll get married later. People will even laugh at me for being cuckolded. He paused for a moment, and his tone suddenly softened. All right. After Halloween there is over. I'll come back immediately to accompany you. Is that okay? I couldn't hold back my laughter anymore. As I laughed, tears streamed down my cheeks. In the end, no matter how hard I wiped, I couldn't wipe them clean. John, how could you say such cruel words? Let's not even mention whether Michael would agree to take the place of me in the wedding. Just the matter of being cuckolded. Haven't I worn that label enough over the years? Isn't it already well known? You flew abroad quietly on Valentine's Day and posted on your social media flamboyantly on Chinese Qixi Festival. Even the engagement ring you proposed to me with was just a style that Lily didn't like. John, in the end, you still don't understand what I want. Forget it, I said with a smile. A pang of pain welled up in my heart again, making my face turn pale. It took me a lot of courage to reject you after loving you for so many years. But John suddenly hugged me tightly, resting his head on my shoulder. He was delighted and satisfied. Emily, I knew you'd understand me. You're reluctant to let me travel between 2 countries in one day. Right. Don't worry. After the things there are finished, I'll come back soon. I also love you. Otherwise, how could I marry you? It's just that Lily is alone abroad. Kids in costumes on Halloween might scare her. I have to stay by her side to protect her. I just smiled and said nothing. My thoughts were taken back to that Halloween. I was afraid of the dark and had never dared to enter a haunted house since Chill. Dude. John always knew this and was always willing to protect me. But that year, because of Lily's words, we're all girls. Can't you take a joke? John dragged me into the haunted house. I was maliciously pushed towards the ghosts by others. And I was so frightened that I had a mental breakdown. And my claustrophobia recurred. Afterwards, John Wilson somehow carried me out, frantically rushing me to the hospital. I thought John would comfort me. Instead, his face was cold. Emily Brown. How could you get so scared in a haunted house that you ended up in the hospital? Lily is more delicate than you and she wasn't afraid at all. She even dared to interact with the ghosts. What exactly are you pretending for? Deliberately throwing yourself at my Uncle Michael. Getting me scolded by him? Are you satisfied now? I loved him too much back then. I couldn't even process whether what he said made sense. Just kept apologizing and pleading. Thinking back now, it just feels ridiculous. John, if you loved Lily Green, just love her. Why did you have to lie to me? When I woke up the next day, John was already gone. At the same time, I opened my phone and saw Lily's social media post. It was a photo of the two of them dressed as ghosts, embracing, cheeks pressed together forming a perfect heart shape. A delicate jack-o'-lantern sat on the table nearby. The caption read, "Promise me, starting this year, you'll make jack-o'-lanterns with me every year. Okay." Many people in the comments were teasing them. They kept asking if good news was coming soon, hinting and outright asking if John had ditched his wedding for her. It was like this every year. Only in previous years, friends asked me the questions. Things like, did you two break up? I always forced a smile and denied it. But only I knew. That fervent heart of mine was growing colder, bit by bit, until today. It seemed to have finally gone completely cold. Hello, Emily. I've spoken to Uncle Michael. He's very willing to help. Just follow the normal process. I might be a few days late getting back to sign the marriage license with you. You have no idea how amazing Halloween is in London. Lily actually knows how to make jack-o'-lanterns. She's incredible. You really should learn from her more in the future. He paused here. Suddenly, panting sounds came through the line, unintentionally intimate, mixed with a girl's soft giggles. I smiled, suppressing the faint ache in my heart. That last shred of hope finally vanished completely. Okay. John, I won't wait for you. I had made a jack-o'-lantern once. When I proudly presented it to him, he slapped it away. Celebrating Halloween. Do you enjoy worshipping foreign things that much? That ugly, rotten pumpkin, only you would treasure it. Get out right now. The smell of raw pumpkin is disgusting. You're banned from the study from now on. I had no words to refute him. Silently, I cleaned up the mess and left the study. But at the doorway, I glimpsed his phone screen, partially hidden by him, showing Lily's smiling face. She was saying, "Oh John. Did Emily make you angry again?" That's when I realized. He just wanted an excuse to get rid of me so he could keep flirting with Lily over video call. John was utterly oblivious to his own favoritism. Signing the marriage license. With me. No. He wouldn't. John hung up quickly. But I didn't miss the sweet laughter that came through just before. It was Lily. She said, "John, you've covered me in bite marks. How are you going to explain this to your bride? You skipped the wedding. Emily won't be mad, will she? But you're the only one I have. I just wanted you to spend the holiday with me." Explain. He didn't need to explain anymore. As for the wedding, I didn't need him anymore. I found Michael Wilson's number in my contacts. Hesitated for 2 seconds, but still dialed. Michael Wilson. After the wedding today, shall we go get the marriage license? Chapter 4. I used a basic attack, and he unleashed all his ultimate skills. He was stunned, not knowing what he was doing. The sound of reporting work stopped, and light but hurried footsteps were heard. Probably after reaching the balcony, Michael finally spoke. "Go, Emily Brown. You'd better not be joking with me. Otherwise." I held my breath, a hint of regret rising in my heart. I had been too impulsive just now. Michael had been aloof and ignored people since school, with a bad temper, speaking and acting harshly, if he wanted to retaliate against me. But before I could speak, Michael, as if afraid I would regret it, said, "Otherwise, it'll take you to get the marriage license right now. Starting the wedding a few minutes late is the same." I was completely stunned, staring blankly at my phone, my heart pounding wildly. During my school days, I secretly liked Michael. Secretly bringing him breakfast and milk. I cheered for him among the cheerleaders. Even the library, which I hated the most, I would go to just to catch a glimpse of him. On the day he graduated, I mustered the courage to write a love letter and slipped it into his desk. Unfortunately, it sank without a trace, and I gave up completely. After twists and turns, years later, we reunited under such circumstances. When I made this call, I never thought he would agree. I was just angry and wanted to provoke him to have a reason to escape the wedding. Ding dong, I trembled as I opened the message. My whole body froze in place. "Come down. Bring your ID and household registration booklet. Go to the Civil Affairs Bureau first. The wedding is a bit rushed. If there are requests, it might be too late to prepare. But I've already found the makeup, styling, and dress team. After getting the license, we can go straight to the wedding venue. I've calculated the time. It won't be late. Don't worry about family relationships. My parents know you and like you very much. They are open-minded and won't hold any grudge against you because of John Wilson. After marriage, Can you move to my place? Don't worry. We won't live with our parents. I just think that if we get married, living at John's place isn't good. In case we have children in the future, it would be more convenient. I opened my mouth. For a long time, I couldn't say anything. The other side seemed to sense my thoughts and also fell silent. I don't know how long we were at a stalemate. So long that I thought he had already hung up impatiently. Finally, a voice came from the other end, trembling slightly. Emily, are you regretting it? I don't know why. I felt like crying. My nose tingling, tears welling up unexpectedly. It had been a long time since anyone asked for my opinion so seriously. No regret. Wait for me first. The wedding went smoothly. And so did getting the marriage license. By the time I came to my senses, I had already moved my things and was living at Michael's place. At the wedding banquet, John's parents looked as dark as could be, while Michael's parents were as happy as could be. Especially Michael. Someone who doesn't smile often also managed to pull up a smile for the first time. Especially during the kiss. He actually blushed with shyness, his ears turning red, while Michael was taking a shower. John finally finished being affectionate and called me, Emily. How was it? Did the wedding go smoothly? I told you it wouldn't matter if I was there or not. Isn't it all the same wedding? My Uncle Michael substituting isn't bad either. Lily has decided to go back to China with me. You guys should get along well with her from now on. We're all friends. After all, after the wedding, my parents didn't even tell me anything. Did you piss them off? Did you show a sour face at the wedding banquet? I just knew it. If you love me, can't you just bear with it? It's not a big deal to substitute in the wedding, right? John got angrier as he spoke. By the end, he almost seemed to jump out of the phone and make me kneel down and apologize. I glanced at the red mark on his neck that he couldn't cover, but surprisingly, I didn't feel the suffocating feeling I used to have. I was even a bit calm, and also a bit like just as I thought. After all, John had always been like this. The disappointment accumulated over so many years was already more than enough. Until Michael walked up behind me after taking a shower without me noticing. There was a glimpse of his abs on the screen. And he was wearing a white bath towel around his lower body. John's face instantly changed. But Michael reached out and neatly hung up the phone for me. Emily, today is our wedding night. John acted quickly. He bought a plane ticket overnight and drove to Michael's door. Along the way, he called me countless times and sent me countless messages. The once quiet chat box was bombarded with John's messages. Emily, what are you doing? Why is there a man in the room? Did you go out and fool around instead of staying at home? Why are you so impatient? Emily, answer the phone. Don't make me say it a second time. My patience is limited. Don't think you can force me to come back this way. You're no match for Lily in my heart. Emily, can I admit that I lost you? I've landed. I'll be home soon. Please don't scare me. Don't be angry. Okay. Well, go get the marriage certificate when we get back. Emily, I admit that what you did really scared me. Can I admit that I love you? I didn't reply to any of them. I took a glance. There were too many to read. So I just blocked and deleted him. I felt extremely calm. Love that comes late is cheaper than grass. I can't bear your coldness anymore. After enough disappointment and making up my mind to leave you, you finally say you love me. John. You're quite ridiculous. It wasn't until afternoon that I woke up from my sleep and drank the water that Michael handed me. Remembering what had happened the night before, my face blushed brightly. Before I could finish, I was interrupted by a violent knock on the door downstairs. Uncle, I'm here to pick Emily up and take her home. Emily, open the door for me. Michael was unhurried. It was already an hour later when we finished washing up and went downstairs. John was sitting at the door with stubble all over his chin. Lily was standing beside him, with red eyes, leaning on his shoulder. When he saw me open the door, John instantly stood up, his face full of surprise. Lily looked at me with sarcasm and disdain. Emily, I'm here to take you home. Let's go get the marriage certificate right now. You're really too much. Why did you find someone to scare me for no reason? It made Lily stay up all night and come back with me. She didn't get a good sleep and is so tired that she can't even stand up now. You mustn't be so willful in the future. You have to apologize to Lily properly. She felt so guilty about your matter all night that her eyes are all swollen fr. Oh, I'm crying. He reached out to hold me, but I avoided him imperceptibly. Michael behind me casually reached out and put his arm around my waist, his tone calm. Where are you taking your aunt? John instantly froze in place, his arm still in mid-air. There was an extremely ugly smile on his face. What aunt-in-law? She's Emily, your niece-in-law. I just asked you to stand in for me at the ceremony. Uncle Michael, Emily's mischief is one thing, but why are you joining in? Stop teasing me. I found it absurd. Yet a pang of sorrow hit me. How could I have been so foolish? Clinging to someone like him. I'm your aunt-in-law, not your mother. What's this about bringing me home to honor me? Don't you have a mother to honor? Done with John's nonsense. I shut the door and called security to remove him. For 3 days straight, I stayed home. Occasionally, unknown calls and texts came through. Lily, especially, called the night she returned. John answered. Emily, please don't scare me like this. This joke isn't funny. I only asked you to stand in for me, not marry him. Please get a divorce. I won't hold it against you. I love you. Why can't you understand how I feel? How could you hurt me like this? I'm truly frightened this time. Emily, let's have another wedding. Just for us. Unlike before, probably after learning Michael and I had gotten our marriage license, he sobbed with heart-wrenching desperation. Pleading, begging. Lily comforted him while echoing his pleas. Emily, John's breaking down. How can you be so cold? You used to follow him everywhere, didn't you? Stop this charade. The divorce certificate is fake. Right. If my presence bothers you, I'll leave. Why hurt John like this? Used to. Yes. I once adored John, content to trail behind him even when he never looked back. But not anymore. I sighed, rubbing my temples wearily. John. Having fun. You love Lily. I accepted that. I stepped aside for you both. Why isn't that enough? Must I keep playing the fool in your lives? Will you die if I'm not around? What gave him the right? Only my past love for him. That's what. I don't love you anymore. Understand? Didn't I make it clear? I'm not waiting for you. Now do you get it? I hung up, silencing his cries. In the kitchen, Michael moved with efficient grace. Before moving in, I'd never imagined the formidable Michael Wilson could cook, nor that the long-buried affection from years ago wasn't one-sided. He emerged quickly, carrying 2 bowls of noodles. A gentle smile reached his eyes. Emily, I was so happy getting your love letter back then. I tried to find you, but couldn't. Still, it's all right now. We'd found each other after all. My birthday came just after Lunar New Year. Michael cleared his schedule, flying us to Paris. Stepping off the plane, a figure rushed toward us. Head clearly weighted in the cold for hours, nose and eyes red. Face strained with anxiety. Emily, you finally came to see me. John's voice trembled. He reached to embrace me, but flinched at the sight of my hand clasping Michael's. Pain flashed in his eyes. Emily. Lily and I's not what you think. I don't love her. I can have her explain everything to you. Just don't leave me. Please. I was young. I took it for granted that you'd always be there, that I could take your love for granted. It was my fault. I've spent every day since regretting give me one chance. So. He knew all along. Why didn't you cherish it when you should have? John Wilson. I'm really disappointed in you. The grip in my palm suddenly tightened. I glanced at Michael Wilson and smiled reassuringly. not planning to pay attention to John. We walked toward the other side, but John stopped us again. Emily. John. You should call me Aunt. I don't care what happened between you and Lily Green. And I don't have time to listen to your explanations. I'm grateful that you brought Michael and me together. I really like him. As soon as I finished speaking, Lily ran over from somewhere, holding the crying and shaky John. She looked full of blame. Emily. How can you be so cold? After all, you dated for so many years. Do you really have no heart? Do you know how long he waited for you in the freezing cold? Or how he's been these past days? He even calls your name in his dreams. You're so selfish. I was speechless. Finally, a new year and birthday. Wanting to enjoy a happy vacation. To escape those unknown numbers and texts. But they just wouldn't leave me alone. Why? Can't they stand to see me happy? Cold. Of course. And not as passionate as you. Lily, do you really think I didn't know about your little affair? Why don't you reflect on yourself? If it weren't for you knowingly chasing after him when he was taken, would we be like this? You act all holier than thou, saying I stopped you from liking John. But wasn't the truth that you had your eyes on the rich guy next door? Just because I didn't say anything doesn't mean I agreed. Do you really think I'm a fool? With a thud, John fainted as soon as I stopped talking. He fell to the ground, face pale and lips blue, looking utterly pitiful. I felt a surge of irritation, especially seeing Lily still crying. I finally lost control and yelled, "Idiot! You damn well take him to the hospital. All that crying is driving him away. Unlucky thing." Didn't expect Emily to be quite the fighter. After we finally reached the hotel, Michael said with a laugh. My face flushed as I recalled everything that had just happened. Stammering and unable to speak. It wasn't until Michael kissed me gently that I snapped out of it. Emily. I'm happy. Happy about what? I thought about it. Probably that my saying I liked him wasn't just to spite John or a spur-of-the-moment thing. It was genuine. After all, with someone as good as him, it's hard not to be drawn in. With all that commotion, lunch was ruined, so I had to get up, wash, and head out for dinner. Just as we picked a restaurant and sat down, John came over to us, holding a bouquet of red roses. He offered it to me with devout eyes. Emily, give me a chance to win you back. Okay, people in love shouldn't miss each other. I don't believe you could fall for someone else so fast. You must be waiting for me too. Overseas, people are open and enthusiastic. Seeing this, they looked at John approvingly. Even a nosy friend at the next table patted Michael's shoulder to warn him to be careful. John's gaze froze when he saw my neck, his eyes flashing with rage. Emily, did he force you? How could you possibly be with Michael? You're mine. I frowned and shook my head. John, Michael and I are married. Ignoring his increasingly pale face. The next moment, he knelt on one knee before me, the affection in his eyes almost overflowing. I don't care. I cannot care. Emily Brown, as long as you come back, I will still love you well. But I just felt nauseous. Back before the engagement, I also looked forward to the proposal ceremony. Every day I wondered, where would John Wilson's engagement ring be placed? Where would the proposal location be? How many friends would witness it? But days passed. Time dragged on. I never got it. So I comforted myself. It's okay. Even without it. It's fine. We've already gotten married. Until now. I got married. Became his aunt. He finally proposed. But it's way too late. Emily, you always wanted a grand proposal ceremony. Now will you marry me? I will love you well. I won't make you sad again. Thud. Before he could continue, he was kicked in the head by Michael Wilson, sent flying far away. John, didn't I say she's your aunt? What makes you think Emily would want a used man like you? Your dad must be pretty free lately, doesn't need to handle that project in the East anymore. Michael, what else can you compare to me besides threatening me with the company? You don't deserve to marry Emily. She's my wife. Thud. He got another punch in response. Those 2 hits almost left him unable to stand. Michael wiped his hands casually, his tone icy. Isn't having the Wilson family enough? Can I offer the Wilson family as a dowry? Can you? Trash. On my birthday. Michael spent a fortune to book the entire venue. The place was covered in flowers, facing the last snow of Paris. He knelt on one knee before me. Emily, even though this is the last snow of the year, will you grow old with me? Fate loves to joke just when I thought our paths would never cross again. I got that call from you. Whatever the reason, I was so happy. His eyes were a bit moist. When mentioning the past, they were full of nostalgia. Unlike John. I could see the sincerity in Michael's eyes at a glance. Michael, I'm so glad you agreed that day. Yes, I will. Amid the cheers of the crowd, Michael put the ring on me, pulled me into his embrace. When I looked up, I saw John standing in the snow. Who knows how long? He was smiling too, but his expression was awful. Even after the crowd dispersed, he remained standing there unmoving. Emily, how could you say yes? The one you love should be Mewy. Did you just abandon me after I went to a Halloween party? I can make it up. I'll celebrate any holiday with you. But why did you just walk away? Why not give me a chance? You said you loved me. Was it all a lie? Why are you so cruel to me? Isn't it ridiculous? Even now. He still thinks it's just about that Halloween. Still stubbornly believes it's only because he wasn't at the wedding. Only that. If you loved me, why did you have to go celebrate Halloween with someone else on our wedding day? If you loved me, why did you sleep with Lily Green? If you loved me. John, why couldn't you see my tears? All those unbearable days and nights, why couldn't you see? Now you turn around and blame me. How can I believe you? How can I love someone who no longer expects anything? John Wilson, don't you think you're being cruel too? With injuries all over. Holding something from who knows where. Opening his mouth to seek reconciliation. Am I some cheap person? John, don't be so arrogant. After that day, John finally stopped appearing in front of me. After recovering from his injuries, he knelt every day in the Wilson family ancestral hall to repent. I heard from Michael Wilson that he found many women who resembled me. And indeed stopped contacting Lily Green. Lily went abroad originally to evade debts. The wealthy heir she fancied had a lot of assets secretly transferred by her. And he's searching for her all over the world. This time returning to the country. She had made the decision thinking the Wilson family would protect her. Unexpectedly, the truth came out. And John lost his illusions about her. Instead, recalling her PUA, he grew more disgusted with her. Thus, she was isolated and helpless. Directly captured by the wealthy heir and taken back. I heard she's now locked up at home, becoming a kept woman in that circle. The so-called kept woman is just being caged, watching her live a life worse than death. And John, indulging in countless women who resembled me. Uninterested in marriage. Finally, during one incident was ambushed. Had a sack thrown over him. And one leg broken. When I heard this news, Michael was accompanying me to the hospital for a prenatal checkup. The child just 1 month along. No special feelings. Just found it magical. Michael. You're going to be a father. Michael nodded with a smile, reaching out to touch my flat belly. Emily Brown. Are you going to be a mother? Are you scared? I froze, not expecting him to ask that. After all, most men, even in the best model couples, the first question probably wouldn't be about fear. But Michael was an exception. He didn't say he was happy, didn't say how many children he wanted, nor did he flatteringly say he liked girls. He just said one sentence. Are you scared? Honestly, at first, I was scared. But after he said this, I inexplicably wasn't so scared anymore. Even looked forward to the birth of this child. Michael Wilson. I'm not scared now. I love you. Emily. I love you too. Thank you. In the later stages of pregnancy. I saw John once. The Wilson parents brought him to our door to give congratulations. And Wilson mother looked enviously at my belly. John seemed dazed. Eyes slightly red. But not as deranged as before. Much clearer now. Emily, are you happy? I nodded. Gently stroking my belly. He didn't care if I answered or not. Spoke on his own. I've imagined countless times our married life. Imagined us reconciling. Also imagined us having children. Very happy. But compared to what you have now, it's nothing, I have to admit. I'm a bit envious of Michael Wilson. But he really takes good care of you. At the end, he wiped his tears, looking at my belly with a relieved smile in his eyes. Emily, be happy. I smiled. This time, it was genuine. Years later, Michael Wilson and I went as usual to pick up our daughter from school. But the teacher told us that the child had been picked up by someone. Just as we were frantically searching, our daughter came skipping up to us on her own. She was holding the hand of John Wilson, whom we hadn't seen for a long time. His eyes were still a bit red. And when he saw me, there was only affection in his eyes. We went back home and had dinner. Michael went to handle company matters. Only then did our daughter stammer and speak. Cousin John asked me if Mom is happy at home, if Dad bullies us, and if he talks on the phone with other girls. I was completely confused. Our daughter shook her little head and blinked her eyes. Mom, does Cousin John want to be my dad? Is he waiting for Dad to make a mistake so he can substitute? Pay in luo. Michael, who had just finished handling matters, turned pale with anger, seeing the situation turning bad. Our daughter immediately turned and ran upstairs, leaving just Michael and me staring at each other in surprise. Honey, I really didn't expect that John still hasn't given up his wicked intentions. You won't leave me, will you? I held back my laughter. No way. No way.